Hey, Brightmoor Kids, welcome to our brand new series on Moses, the ordinary hero. Have you ever asked the question, God, do you have a plan for me? Even if we believe that he does, it is not always easy to see it. God has a way of revealing this plan at just the right time and just the right way. The problem is, we often aren't able to trust him. Let's check in with some new friends to find out what we will be learning for today. Check it out.
Hey everybody, I'm Harrison. I'm just an average, ordinary guy. Or so it may seem. I may look like an ordinary guy right now, but I'm actually a superhero. A superhero named Captain Obvious. Now, why did I choose the name Captain Obvious? Well, isn't it obvious? You know, you're probably thinking, how does an ordinary guy like you think he can become a superhero? Well, it's because I've been inspired by my favorite hero of the Bible, Moses. You know, Moses was just an ordinary guy. Nothing super special about him. But God used him to do amazing things. He was the biggest ordinary hero of the Bible. I want to be a hero just like him. Okay, I admit it. I'm not a superhero yet, but I'm hoping to become one. That's why I'm here. I'm here to meet with my new trainer. His name is Mr. Limb Hands or Master Tree Face or what?
Master Tree Limb.
Oh yeah, that's it. Whoa, who are you?
Who do you think I am, Captain Obvious? I am Master Tree Limb.
Tree Limb!
You are? Well, I'm Captain Obvious, at your service and ready to learn.
Good. I can tell you need a lot of work, but you must understand my policy. You obey what I say. No questions asked.
Oh, why can't I ask questions?
No questions asked.
Okay. What's the first lesson?
That's a question.
Sorry.
If you want to be a good superhero, first thing you must do is have a great lung capacity.
Oh, lung capacity. That means I have to have strong lungs.
Thanks, Captain Obvious. We never would have figured that out. Now, to have great lung capacity, you need to blow up all these balloons.
All these balloons?
Do it!
Yes, sir! I'm sorry, Master Tree Limb. That's all I've got.
Okay, fine. I was going to use them for my little niece's birthday party. I'll just have to take them to Party City.
Wait a second.
Now for your next lesson. A good superhero must be able to withstand all types of climate. You never know where your superhero duties may take you.
Climate? You mean like weather? What kind of weather?
No questions asked.
Okay, sorry.
First, I want you to see what it's like to be in a tornado. That's what a tornado feels like. Now I will show you a hurricane. Feel that hurricane? Now for the next climate.
What kind of climate is this?
It's not a climate. I just shaved my chicken.
Why do I have to keep doing all of this?
I said no questions asked.
I can't help it. I have lots of questions. Not just for you, but sometimes I have questions for God too.
Questions for God?
Yeah, there are lots of questions we ask God sometimes. One of the questions I've been asking God is, do you have a plan for me? I've been wondering if God really has a plan for me or if I'm going to wander through life with no plan and no direction.
You know, many people ask that same question.
I know, and I bet some of these kids have wondered, God, do you have a plan for me? And today in your lesson, you're going to learn through the story of Moses as a baby that God definitely does have a plan, even though we can't see it as clearly as we want sometimes.
That sounds like a great lesson. Speaking of lessons, you need to get back to your superhero lessons. To be a great superhero, you have to be strong.
Oh, cool. Do I need to do some push-ups?
No, you need to have a strong stomach.
Oh, so I need to do some sit-ups.
No, a strong stomach. I need you to eat one of these worms. But don't worry, I have some chocolate to go along with it.
Oh no. Well, I guess I'll see you next time, kids. This is not gonna be good. Oh.
Wow, we get to learn from superheroes each week. Although I don't know how much of a hero Captain Obvious is, we will have to wait and hear exactly what happens further with Captain Obvious until next week. In today's lesson, we will learn from the story of Moses as a baby in a basket to see that God can use the most unlikely person and unlikely circumstance to bring about his plan. Even though we may get restless and scared, we can trust God to come through just in time. Right now, we will need to find out what's up.
What's up, you guys? My name's Devontae, and I'm here to tell you our what's up. Now, I've been thinking a lot about roller coasters. What does that have to do with this? I'll let you know. But first, our what's up. It's God has a wonderful plan for me. Okay, so roller coasters. You know the letter W, it looks like this? Now just imagine an M, it's like an upside down W, it looks like this, kind of like a roller coaster. So, what I'm thinking is you're gonna repeat it after me, and you're gonna say it like you're on a roller coaster. You're gonna say like, God has a wonderful plan for me. You get it? Does that make sense? Okay, I'm gonna do an example. So, God has a wonderful plan for me. Okay, that's how you do it. Girls, I want you guys to stand up, stand to your feet. You're gonna do it with me. Pretend like you're on a roller coaster with me. Okay, are you ready? We're in the roller coaster. You're gonna repeat after me. God has a wonderful plan for me. Great job, girls. I could really hear those screams. Must have been a scary one. All right, boys, stand up. Girls, you can sit down. Stand to your feet. I'll give you 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Okay, repeat after me. God has a wonderful plan for me. Great job, boys. Now all boys, all girls, stand to your feet. We're all gonna get on this coaster together, all 7,000 of us. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Okay, 3, repeat after me, 2, 1. God has a wonderful plan for me. Great job. That is our what's up. Keep it in your brain forever.
Hello, I am Jabot, your fashion designer extraordinaire. I am from France, and you are here in my beautiful fashion studio. Now listen, I want to tell you that I am not an ordinary fashion designer. No, I only design fashions for the superheroes. You need a costume? You come and see me, Jabot. Ah yes, today I am working on a very fancy costume for the superhero, the Purple Hedgehog. So, while I work on this, I want you to listen to today's paraverse. And today's paraverse says, "For I know the plans I have for you, says the Lord. They are plans for good and not for disaster, to give you a future and a hope." Jeremiah 29:11. That was an amazing paraverse. I need a little bit of help from the girls. I need you to stand with me and let's say the paraverse together on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. For I know the plans I have for you, says the Lord. They are plans for good and not for disaster, to give you a future and a hope. Jeremiah 29:11. What a fantastic job, females! Have a seat, have a seat. Now I need all of my boys to stand up and say the paraverse with me on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. For I know the plans I have for you, says the Lord. They are plans for good and not for disaster, to give you a future and a hope. Jeremiah 29:11. Fantastic job. Have a seat, have a seat. Listen, I want to tell you that every day I have people that come in for a wonderful costume and they want to tell me, I want this detail, then that detail. I say, listen, I have a plan for you that will make the best costume ever. So you just trust the plan. And in life, it is the same way. You must trust that God has a plan for your life. So, now that you know that, let's all stand to our feet together and let's say the prayer verse on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. For I know the plans I have for you, says the Lord. They are plans for good and not for disaster, to give you a future and a hope. Jeremiah 29:11. Ah, very good, very good. Have a seat, have a seat. It is time for me to go. But before I do, I would like to show you the costume that I designed. This is the purple hedgehog. Ah, thank you, thank you. Well, it is time for me to go. But until we meet again, I am Zebel saying, peace out.
Today's Bible story is found in Exodus chapter 2, verses 1 through 10. This ordinary hero we are talking about, Moses, had a very difficult beginning to his life. Moses was born in a very terrible time. His people, the Hebrews, were slaves in the land and the country of Egypt. The ruler of Egypt, known as Pharaoh, was not a nice man. In fact, Pharaoh was worried that there was going to be too many Hebrews in the land of Egypt. So he made a rule. I want to kill all the Hebrew boys under a certain age. Whoa! This is very mean. He ordered his soldiers to kill every single Hebrew baby boy that was born. There was a baby boy that was born to a woman named Jochebed, a Hebrew, and that was Moses. His mother did not want him to die, so she decided to hide him, and that worked for a while, but soon he was getting too big to hide. So Moses' mother made a small basket and placed the baby in it. She put the basket in the Nile River, hoping it would keep this baby, Moses, safe. His older sister, Miriam, stood from a distance to watch as the baby was put down this river. The basket floated down the Nile River into the place where Pharaoh's daughter, the princess of Egypt, was washing in the river. Pharaoh's daughter saw the basket, opened it up, and discovered the baby inside. She was touched by the sweet cry of the baby boy and decided she wanted to keep the baby as her own son. Suddenly, Moses' sister, Miriam, ran up and told Pharaoh's daughter, "Oh, I know someone who can take care of this baby for you." Pharaoh's daughter thought this was a great idea, so she was able to give baby Moses to the girl, Moses' sister, and allow her to take her back to her mother. Soon, Moses was back in the arms of his mother, and he was now safe to grow and live. After a few years, his mother took Moses back to Pharaoh's palace to live. Wow! When Moses was first born, you would have thought his life was already over, but God had a plan for him. Even though it wasn't obvious to see, God used some crazy circumstances and crazy situations to bring about his plan for Moses. In the rest of today's lesson, you're going to learn that God has a plan for your life as well. God will use whatever he needs to use to make sure that his plan never fails.
Stories of the Bible. Baby Moses. This is Moses. Hey-o. Moses was a descendant of Joseph's brother Levi. Hey. Joseph and his brothers had many children and grandchildren who lived happily in Egypt. Eventually, a new pharaoh came to power who knew nothing of Joseph or what he had done. This pharaoh feared the Israelites because there was a great number of them living in Egypt, so he wanted to put a stop to their prosperity. Pharaoh made the Israelites slaves. He made them work long, hard hours building up Egyptian cities. But his plan didn't work, and the Israelites grew more in number and in strength. Eek! So Pharaoh made a rule that no Israelite boy would be allowed to live in Egypt. This is where Moses' story begins. You see, when Moses was born, his mother saw that he was a special baby, and she kept him hidden for 3 months. But when she could no longer keep him a secret, she made a basket and put him in the Nile River among the reeds. Moses' sister stayed to watch what would happen to her baby brother, and soon the Pharaoh's daughter came to the edge of the river. When she saw the basket, she sent her servant to get it. When she saw the baby, she felt sorry for him, thinking he must be an Israelite baby who wasn't supposed to live. Then Moses' sister asked the princess if she would like her to find an Israelite woman to take care of the baby. So Moses' sister went and got her mother. Moses' own mother took care of him until he was old enough to live in the Pharaoh's house, where the princess adopted him as her son. And so, Moses, an Israelite boy who wasn't supposed to live, became the adopted grandson of the Pharaoh and lived in the palace as God prepared him for a great destiny that was only just starting to unfold.
Have you ever wanted to ask God a question? After all, God knows everything. He created everything. He could answer any question we've ever asked him. If you could ask God one question, I want you to think about this. What would it be? For me, it would be, why was peanut butter ever created? It doesn't taste good, it smells bad. But that's besides the point. We asked some other kids that very same question, and here's what they said. There are probably a lot of questions you would like to ask God. One question that a lot of people ask him all the time, God, do you have a plan for me? You see, so many people feel like their lives are meaningless and unimportant. They want to know if their life has any meaning or purpose to it. Well, guess what?
God has a plan for you. Our power verse says it clearly. For I know the plans I have for you, says the Lord. They are plans for good and not for disaster, to give you a future and a hope. That's God talking to you and me. He says, of course I have a plan for you. Maybe you wonder why you really need to be concerned with God's plan for your life. It's kind of like this model car. As you can see, there are 100 pieces involved in putting this together, and you have 2 choices. You can either try to look at these pieces and try your best to figure it out yourself, or you can read the instructions and follow them in order to put the model together. Now, which way do you think will be faster? Of course, trying to figure it out all by yourself is silly when you have the plans that were given by the one who created the model, right? That's what I'm saying with you and I. We don't need to try to figure out our lives by ourselves. We need to go by the instruction book that was created for us. God's plan is revealed for us in the Bible. He has plans for each one of our lives, and we have to trust him and follow his instructions. Maybe you're thinking, but what if something bad happens to me? Like, what if I get sick or something? Can God protect me? Here's some great news.
God is protecting you. What do you think we use sunglasses for? That's right, to protect our eyes from the sunlight. Okay, what do we use bug spray for? Yep, to protect from insects. Okay, next one, what do we use this for? To protect our head when we're riding a bike. If we can put our trust in things like helmets, sunglasses, and bug spray to protect us from these things, how much more can we put our trust in God to protect us from the bad things that come along in this life? God protected Moses as a baby in a basket. God protected him from the alligators and crocodiles that were lurking in the Nile River. He also protected Moses from being killed by Pharaoh's army. If God can protect Moses from these things, then you can definitely put your trust in God to protect you. We also can learn more things in this lesson that are very important. So let's listen up.
God is placing you right where he wants you. God made sure that Moses was in that tiny basket in the middle of the river at the perfect time for Pharaoh's daughter to find him. Do you think Moses' mom knew that that was going to happen when she put him in that basket? My guess would be that she probably didn't, but God did. God guided Moses' life through some pretty crazy circumstances and used some pretty crazy things to protect and place Moses right where he needed to be. It didn't make sense at the time, but once God was done, it made perfect sense. Sometimes we go through difficulties in life. Family trouble, sickness, bullies, money problems. All of these things can seem impossible to survive and navigate, but God is protecting you and placing you exactly where He wants you. You'll have to trust His plan for your life. He will never leave you. He'll never forsake you. Trust in Him. He'll protect you just like He did for Moses. You will not regret it.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to an episode of Rewind Review. So today we have Miss Monique and Miss Danielle. I will be your host, and I am Mr. Josh, and let's get started. So, question number 1. What's up today? Ooh, Miss Monique.
God has a wonderful plan for me.
Great answer. All right, moving on to number 2. What ordinary hero are we learning from in this series?
Moses.
Correct, Miss Danielle. Number 3. What did Pharaoh order to be done with the Hebrew baby boys?
He ordered for the baby boys to be killed.
Ooh, Miss Monique pulling ahead. Now, number 4. What did Moses' mom place him in before she placed him in the Nile River?
She placed him in a basket.
Ooh, correct answer. It is 2-2. Question number 5. Who ended up finding Moses in the basket?
Pharaoh's daughter.
Ooh, correct again. What is the name of the guy who taught our power verse today?
Okay, pronouncing his name is a little weird. It's like Gerbo?
Sure.
Gerbo? Something like that.
We'll give it to her.
I know him, but his name's a little weird.
All right, question number 7. According to our lesson today, God has a blank for you.
God has a plan for you.
Ooh, Miss Monique pulling up again strong. Now, question number 8. According to our lesson today, God is blank for you.
Can you repeat the question, Mr. Josh?
Yes. Yes.
Number 8. According to our lesson today, God is blank for you.
God
God is protecting you.
Wow, amazing answer, Miss Danielle.
It feels simple now. It's just
Yeah.
answers there.
Yeah.
Number 9. According to our lesson today, God is placing you right where He blank you.
God is placing you right where He wants you.
Correct again, Miss Monique. Now, question number 10. Final question, ladies. This is worth double points. Whoever gets this takes the win.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Where was our power verse found?
Jeremiah 29:11.
And that is correct. We have Miss Monique as our winner. We are signing off. I'm Mr. Josh. Thank you for watching.
For I know the plans I have for you, says the Lord. They are plans for good and not for disaster, to give you a future and a hope. Jeremiah 29:11.
Thanks for watching our brand new first lesson in our series, Moses, Ordinary Hero. You know, we're gonna continue to learn about how Moses can give us a great example in his life from all these lessons that we can learn. But really today, we wanted you just to leave with God has a plan for who? You. That's right. And we'll see you next time.